Welcome back, everybody. We're back working on the Suburban. Got a couple things to try to get done today. This boy is trouble, as are all the others. But we're gonna work on some lighting today. I've got a light bar back here. It's about a 12, 13 inch light bar. I've had it for like 6 years. It's a Opti 7, something off Amazon. It's been a good light bar, still works great, but some of the lighting does get blocked behind the grill. And so we're gonna do a little bit of upgrades. These little light bars came with the bumper. I haven't even hooked them up. This one's got moisture in it. The other one doesn't. They're like night light or something like that. I don't know. Another probably Amazon special, eBay type thing. So I'm gonna take those off, take the light bar out from behind the grill. I'll probably use it on another truck or something. I'm also running on I've got Opti 7 LED headlights in here, which I don't think they even make them anymore, but they've been really good for me. I also have the conversion on it where this is high beam, this is low beam. I've got the wiring set up where when you turn on high beams, the low beams stay on. So it actually is a lot of light with LED. So the lighting's been great. I don't really need off-road lights, but it's always nice to have some more light, especially when you're out there on the dirt roads and everything. So we've got some Pathfinder Lighting. So I've been looking for a little while for a brand that I wanted to go with, and I've seen some of their stuff. Arkansas Off-Road YouTube channel has done some advertisement for them, and I just like the look of the lights. Looked like pretty good stuff. The price was good, way better than like Rigid or something, which I can't afford because I'm too cheap for that. So we're gonna see how these work. I got some of it on sale. These are some of their new lights. So we're gonna open up some of these boxes and see what we got here. All right, let's open up some of these boxes and see what all we got here. I got several different wiring harnesses. These are just extensions. I've got some two-way tees. Those are two ways. These are more two-way tees. So that's all just wiring parts and pieces and extenders and everything to help make sure everything hooks up. So here these are some rock lights.
They'll go inside the car.
No, they'll go on the outside. So these are rock lights. They'll get scattered around. I don't exactly know where yet. We'll see if we make it to these today or not. They got some little mounting hardware here. Here, move out of the way. We got some mounting hardware here. Different connector stuff. We'll get into that some more later, but these have these little connectors, and so it's a little different. I gotta figure out how all this hooks up, but we'll get into that here in a little bit. Don't know if I'll get to those today or not. We'll see. So then I've got a few different sets of pods. So these are recessed.
More lights.
Yep. So it comes with wiring harness, fuse, all that good stuff on it. Some little gaskets. It's like stainless mounting hardware. And then the lights. Seems to be pretty heavy duty. Quality looks good so far. I'm no lighting expert, but I like it. So these are regular white recessed lights. The plan is to put some of these into the rear bumper to assist with backup. I'm probably not going to put these on yet because my rear bumper needs to be replaced. So probably not going to put these on yet, but they were on sale. So I went ahead and grabbed a set of those for whenever I get around to putting them on. And those are flood beams. And I've also got a set. This is basically the same wiring harness, all that good stuff. But these are a surface mount pod instead of the recessed mount. So they got a bracket here. You can mount it from the back, or that swivels all the way down. If you loosen those bolts, and you can mount it there. So these are also, yeah, these are also white LED, and these are also floods. So we probably will get these mounted on the Suburban. We'll see. We got a set of those. And then this one is another set of that same kind of pod light. Same thing, except these are, can't really tell, but these are amber LEDs instead of white, and these are spot beams. So these will also probably go on the Suburban. I'm planning on putting both of these sets on the Suburban in different locations if I can figure out where I want them and if they work where I want them. So they feel heavy duty, quality looks good, packaging's great, wiring harnesses look good. Everything looks good so far. So and these are the ones that I really want. This is some of their new lights they just came out with. They just became available. These are what I really wanted. They're kind of expensive, but I'm pretty excited about these. PathfinderLighting.com. Or you can get them on, I ordered them from Backwoods Adventure Mods. So this is the Prowler light. Look at that thing.
That's huge.
Yeah, it's huge. This is a massive light. And obviously it's amber, which is supposed to be better for like foggy driving, dusty driving. I'm not an expert. I've never had any of these, but just looking at things, this is what I decided I wanted. Part of the reason for this, we were driving, maybe back in the winter, we were driving back from the Ozarks. It was late, it was dark, it was extremely foggy. We're on a dirt road. The fog was so bad, and then bright LED lights reflect a lot in it, so you can't turn on your high beams. You're relying on your low beams, trying to look under that fog. And it was so foggy, we could barely see the road. So we were just trying to keep it between the ditches. And we made it, but it took a long time. But I'm hoping that these will work better in fog, because the Ozarks are full of fog. I mean, at night, in the mornings, I've driven through some of the thickest fog I've ever seen has been in the Ozarks. There's lots of fog. So I'm hoping that these will work better, and I can just turn off my white lights, all my white lights, if I'm in that kind of situation in an off-road, back road scenario, flip on these bad boys and be able to see better in the fog. And just general at night, there'll be a lot of light. These things are huge. It's a 9-inch, supposed to be a 9-inch deal. It is.
Yeah, you can put
it's bigger
right
than my head.
Here.
It's massive. So I've got 2 of these.
Yeah, you can put it right here.
Yeah. You can see all the venting on the back for cooling, all the, I forget what it's called. So super heavy, feels great. Again, it's got a little rubber gasket piece here, some mounting hardware, looks like stainless. Wiring harness, fuse, switch. That's pretty much all in here. These do come as singles, they don't come as a pair, and they each have their own wiring harness. You can put them onto the same wiring harness. I think I've got one I can do that with. I'll have to check and see these. They've got 2 different wiring harnesses. One's a heavier gauge, one's a lighter gauge, and it depends on what lights you're running, on which one you need, depending on your draw of your light. So,
Daddy, is there 2 of these big ones?
yes, we've got 2 of those. There's the second one. So 2 huge lights. So super excited to get these on. This is my main thing that I want to get on and see how it's going to work, see how it looks. So let's get to work. anybody wondering if you can take the grill off when you have the ARB bumper, the answer is yes. So you've got these two little screws here, one on the other side. Then there's one down here, which you have to get to from below with a stubby screwdriver. It's a little bit of a pain, but you can still get it. I can't take my grill all the way off because the wiring harness for my winch goes through the grill, but I don't need to for what I'm doing here. I'm just taking this light bar out. So in case you're looking for a hidden light bar, I've loved having this in here. It was discreet, wasn't obvious, didn't look obnoxious. You really couldn't see it, but it was still really functional. So it's a great spot to throw one in if you're not trying to look obnoxious and silly. So it is just, I threaded and bolted this to this cross brace. It just happened to fit perfectly right there, and it's been fantastic. I'm just gonna, since I'm putting the other lights, I really don't need this light bar, and so I'm trying to minimize. I need to keep as much airflow into the radiator as possible, so I'm going to take this one out of the way and then put the others. They're already going to inhibit it enough, so want to make sure we don't have cooling issues. I've never really had any except when towing a lot of weight up a very steep, long hill. That's the only time I've ever had this thing get a little bit hot on me. So, all right, take this light bar out and then put this back together and get to putting the other lights on. All right, it is now time to get these put on there. I'm excited. Take a look at that. We've got those mounted. I was afraid they'd be too big, but they look just about right. They look good. So I'm pretty happy with it. We got to get some wiring done. I'm going to route the wire back in the grill, get the wiring harnesses put in. I do need to get another bolt. So they come with 3 bolts. They come with that large hex head bolt, and then they come with 2 of these carriage bolt there, in the carriage bolts would fit right there, but my bracket doesn't fit that. So there's a second bolt. You can see right there, there's a second hole for another bolt there, but it's round, so the carriage bolt won't lock into it. So I gotta get a different bolt. I'll pick up a stainless bolt because I want to put 2 in it. It feels pretty stable. It probably would be better to mount it with the carriage bolts on the sides. I'll see if I end up needing to fabricate a little wider bracket. We'll do that later, but I'm just going to put 2 in it this way, and we'll see how it holds up. The adjustments on these things, there's 2 bolts, and they come with wrenches for these. I did strip one of these out. I don't know if it was just a little bit defective or a little weak or just the way it's manufactured, or if, I'm just so strong, it just tore it right out of there. But not a big deal. Since there's 2 in there, these are just a little set screw, and these tighten down and seem to be holding well. So it's fine, not a big deal. Probably just me cranking on it too hard. But so far, looking good. Happy with it. Can't wait to see how they work at night. But we're getting some wiring done and figure out where we're gonna put some of these other lights. All right, so we're gonna use one of these splitters so that we can put both of these lights onto one wiring harness. Actually, this is the wrong wiring harness. This is the right wiring harness. So it's got one plug on the end, so we'll be able to plug in here and run both lights off of one. got them wired. I didn't film all of it for you because it's boring, but I got a splitter right down in here, so both lights hook in. Then the wiring harness runs back over here, ties onto my battery. I got this dual terminal battery recently, so this is the vehicle connections, and then it's got the lugs on top. So I got my winch and my lights plugged in here. So then it runs back here. These are a pain. These Chevys are kind of a pain to get wires into. I don't have a hole drilled through the firewall or anything right now with the grommets. Right now I'm just running out here and up under into the fuse panel area and up into the dash. I will probably drill and put a grommet in here at some point so that all these can come in a little bit cleaner. This can cause leaks. It hasn't. That's how my old one was for years and years. So I went ahead and reused. I had my previous one in here, switch right there. So I just reused that location since the old light bar is gone. So super simple. These are my old fog light buttons, which aren't hooked up. I may reutilize that at some point. But lights are here, so it's a good spot to flip them on. Let's flip them on and see. It's daytime, so they don't look all that bright during the day, but they work. Bam. Yeah, buddy. Can't wait to see these at night. But yeah, looks nice and clean in the dash. I may do something different with the wires, especially since I'm gonna have multiples. It's a pain to find a spot to bring cables into through the firewall or somewhere. So I got to work on that, find a good spot, drill a hole, put a grommet in it, and make it all nice and clean. I could do, they make all the different modules where you can tie all your wires into a module under the dash, and then you've got a controller and everything in here, but I don't know. I guess I'm just too cheap to buy one when I have everything with the lights, and I can just make more spots to put toggle switches. It's easy. I'm probably going to put some more right here for my other lights. This is drill a hole in the dash, pop that thing in there. I'm not going to have that many lights on this thing, so it's just not a big deal to me. It'd be nice, but I'm not going to spend the money on it. At least not right now. So, all right. Now for the rest of the lights, or at least the rest we're going to put on here. Figure out where to put those. Okay, since we got these on, now we've got some smaller pods. So what we've got here is a white flood and an amber spot. So my original thought, the reason I got the floods was I wanted some side lighting. So my original kind of thought was putting them around here, but I'm not liking how it looks and that it's blocking my turn signal, even though I've got turn signal down here as well. And I was also going to put the spots up here. I've seen a lot of people do this. They build a little bracket and put it up here. But I think I've decided against that because the way the hood opens, there's very little space. I have to get it way back here. And on that side, I intend to put a snorkel on this eventually. And I don't know exactly where the snorkel is going to sit here. It would probably be in the clear if I put a light up here. But I think I'm going to skip out on that trend. And I'm just going to put all four of them on the bumper.
It'd be nice to have one right here too, Dad.
Yeah, we won't put one there though. So I'm probably going to put one right about here. And then another one here. So I'll put the spot here where I can swivel it and point out to the side. I'm trying to get some ditch lights kind of going on so we can flip on and see out to the side and watch the ditches, and it'll be kind of at a lower point, so it may help with visibility in the fog as well. So we'll have more ambers. So we probably don't even, yeah, we're not putting a light right there. The ambers probably don't even really need the amber spots with these giant things on here, but I got them, so we'll see how it turns out. But I'm just gonna set them up here, do some measurements, drill a couple holes, and mount them right there, and call it good.
Fine like this.
All right,
But
so
this
let's
might
see
be
kind of how we're.
We don't want it right here, or this will be blocking
Yeah.
a little.
Here, move over a little bit so you're not blocking the camera. So we want one right about. We want it to be protected, so right about there. About where we want it. So I'm going to see if I can mark. Alright, can you grab me that other light?
this one?
Yeah. So, I want that one there. This one I want to be right about here. Actually, I may put them a little closer. But this one's probably going to turn that way. So let's do this one right about here. All right, we got them all on there. That's what it's looking like. They still got the blue covers, are just the plastic protection on it. But I'll probably just spin this one around kind of like that. And this one I'll point forward as a spot. And probably the same over here. Kind of point this one off to the side and this one forward. May look a little bit funny being that way, but it's going to give us lighting off to the side. So, and this one is a flood, a white flood, and this is an amber spot. So we'll get some wiring done now, and then maybe tonight we'll be able to go light all these things up. But let's get some wiring done. Alrighty, I've got them all on, roughly positioned where I want them. I've got some more to do on the wiring. I need to tidy it up. I haven't got these, I've just got these run here. They're not worked into the dash yet. I'm gonna probably drill holes and put them right here. There's a storm kind of brewing, so I'm gonna have to come back to it after that gets over with. But so far, it's looking pretty good. Don't think I went overboard on the lights. It's real easy to make them look tacky and to go overboard. These may be pushing it, but they're gonna be very functional, so I'm not too worried about it. I think it looks all right. It should be very functional. So we've still got the surface recessed ones. I'm not gonna put on anything right now. I'm just gonna hold on to those. I may put them on the truck, or I may put them on a rear bumper on this later. And then I've got the rock light kit, which I'm super excited about. I did not realize when I bought them that they are RGB. They change colors, and there's an app with Bluetooth where you can control it from your phone, which is awesome. I did not realize that. I'm super excited. I'm gonna put some on the front, the middle, the back. And then those will be, these that I just put on are mostly for driving. The rock lights, we may use them driving some, but for the most part, they'll be for around camp. And I'll probably get another set or something similar and put some on the camper here as well. Just up underneath where it can throw out a glow around camp. I'm super excited that they changed colors, because that means I can use red, which isn't going to attract bugs as much and isn't going to hurt your night vision, which I really, really, really want around camp. So I'm super excited about that. I'll have to get some more for the camper. And that'll be most of the lights. I may end up on the camper putting some on the top, maybe on the back, just as a area light that'll operate off the 12 volt once I have all that set up with the solar, which solar will be here before long. I've got to replace the windshield. It is completely busted. It is all kinds of cracked. That was from when the thing was wrecked. So I got to get the windshield replaced, and I've got to get the solar ordered. I haven't decided what solar I want yet, but I've been leaning towards Renogy for a long time. I just haven't had the money to buy it. But we're going to put solar panels across over the windshield. There'll be probably 2 100-watt solar panels at an angle down over the windshield here. So I can't wait to get that done. That is one of the big things, that and a rooftop tent, that I really want to get done. The solar and batteries is huge for our power consumption and sustainability on the road. So, but for now, I'm just working on lights. Anyway, I got distracted there. All my ideas, they just go and go. So many ideas. Anyway, I'm done with the lights for a little bit. I'll come back and clean up some wiring and look at the rock lights a little later. You may have noticed that I need new headlight housings. These are original, so they're 20-something years old. This one got me some blinker fluid in there. It's a little low, but there's some in there. So yeah, I need to get new housings. I just haven't found any that I like and haven't got around to buying any. If you know some, if you're a Suburban person or Chevy person, you know some good ones. I've bought so many for other trucks and rigs for work and stuff, and all those off Amazon. Every single one I bought has been really cheap plastic. They break half the time when you install them. So I really want some good housings. I just haven't found any yet, so that's why I haven't gotten any. But I will get some soon, because all these nice looking lights are really looking bad with those. So we'll have to get that done.